you are actually somebody who I think I've read that you support this. You think
Absolutely no
you,
doubt.
yeah,
Absolutely no doubt.
go
Because
ahead. Huh.
from 2014, actually, this country, after implementation of RTA Act, there was a huge drop of learning outcome. Realizing this, the entire nation came together, and 2017, 2018, they came out with the stakeholders debate, and then finally 2019, RT amendment was made with respect to section 16 that detention should be in place. This was the huge outcome because we are seeing there is a drastic learning outcome decline. Even in Karnataka, it is a worst scenario, Sudha. Even the 10th standard students, even they don't know even the mother tongue to read and write. Earlier we saw a report which was saying fifth standard children doesn't know to read first standard, second standard. The same situation has escalated. Second most important, very, very sorry, pathetic situation is, see, even CAG report is very clear that every year on year there is a decline. The most important component was children doesn't have, they are not like guaranteeing that they should learn minimum. We are talking about minimum age appropriate, standard appropriate. Scientifically, first 10 years the bronx with the phoenix area will be so important so that they can get
All
wide
right.
beautifully. But this is the opportunity, and now there is a lot of reluctant among students community, even parents, few parents, but parents are also fed up now. They say, yes, we need some mechanism. We are not telling detention. Let us not put it as fail or pass. That is retention. If a child is required and if he is not able to minimum basic at fifth standard to learn numbers or English, and he can't do away with next another 3 or 5 years.
All right.
So
Okay.
this will be a additional burden, additional psychological impact, additional
Yeah.
physical
Yeah.
burden to the child itself.
All right. Mr. Satyamurthy, what is your contention? Because I've heard the other side of the story, and they say that, if you kind of point out a student and say he's failed or she has failed and you give a retest, two things may happen. Dropouts may happen because this is about government schools, these are not rich private schools. And the other thing is that the parents may say, okay, you failed in class 5, you failed in class 8, go back and do some labor. So what happens? I mean, that way, you don't have these students stay in school, Mr. Satyamurthy.
No, actually, it is not like that. See, we are from the generation of the 70s, 60s and 70s where we started studying in those classes and all. And we have seen these children's failing, then promoting themselves onto the next 1 year more, studying and promoting, and today qualified to that. Indian education has become, primary education was something like, it has become the number one type of education across the world. It's because of our teachers who have concentrated more on that stress on
Yeah,
education. And
that's it. But Mr. Satyamurthy, the moot question is, do you support this no detention? What is your stand? Like
yes, definitely.
Shashi says,
Yes,
let them sit for retest. Because he says in SSLC also people are unable to sign their names.
correct.
What
Yeah,
is your stand, Mr. Satyamurthy?
we support government, central government policy of detaining the children. If it is been given that punishment to the children or to the parents to know that their children can be detained, then education, level of education can be lifted up. Otherwise, it will be something like just keep passing. There is no point in conducting an examination only.
But then what about stigma, sir? When you say, if you point out and say, Sudha, you failed in class 5, you sit for retest again. Shashi wants to come in. Shashi, go ahead, Shashi.
See, there are two conflict things. That is, everybody shows sympathy, saying that students get psychologically depressed. My and second thing is most important, they get dropout. This is my surprise thing. We should not depend on that because there is a law existing. You can't, even being a parent, they can't keep their children at home saying that the child was held back because it amounts to violation of the law. Because 6 to 14, they have to be in the school. My simple submission is, Sudha, why are we putting that context and trying to see that the child is not even learning minimum after 12 years? We are feeling ashamed that children are not able to even cope up and take 10, 20 marks, and government is giving 20, 30 marks as a grace and passing and showing it. This is rubbish. So end of the day, even the government school teachers, they are worried about this. Their teachers are harassed. So even they wanted this minimum evaluation based retention. And even after giving, if the child is unable, even this will help dyslexic, autistic, all these children, because simply 1 to 8th free pass, 9th show sympathy, 10th you start Gada Prahara on them, and how will the child cope up at only the particular 10th
All
or
right.
12th? This
Mr.
is not happening.
Mr. Satyamurthy, Tamil Nadu has a very, very good record of primary education. The GPR is very good. Kerala also. Both of them have opposed this. They said, we do not believe in failing a child. Why do you think they are saying it? I mean, their data shows that the children primary education is doing very well there.
I don't think
Even
that is all
Karnataka is
true
saying.
also. See, it's a assessment of this government to say that, but in fact it is not true also. Recently, last week also I toured Tamil Nadu, but I feel that even Tamil Nadu also the parents feel that there should be a detention in the
All right,
education.
Mr. Satyamurthy,
Yes.
let me also ask, in government schools, they're always, the authorities and the government says we have very, very, teachers are very limited, the
They have
students
to
are
say,
more.
Sudha. Sudha,
If
they
you
have
take
to
it up,
say
if the
because
teacher is not there,
70,000 teachers are not there, Sudha. 70,000 teachers are not there. They in Karnataka, I'm talking about, and there is no books coming in time, and they are not teaching. So, in order to say that their failure, they want to say that,
You know,
oh, we
Shashi,
are
you
not
and I have
teaching.
done a lot of stories on this, at least 20, 30 stories you and I have done on the
I
education.
really.
Yeah, many stories. No books, no uniform, no socks, no notebooks, nothing
Let
these
us
kids have.
not politicize.
we are
Let us
not
not
able to.
politicize because BJP is coming out with this option. So naturally, the opponent who are in the other party will definitely oppose. But my simple and humble request to this country is,
Are there enough
please,
teachers?
scientifically,
Shashi,
no, there is
are
no,
there enough teachers? I fail in class
no.
5 to get me prepared for retest. Are there enough teachers? Do they have enough
There is
resources
no
to do it?
teacher. There is no teacher. The government responsibility is to allocate teacher. For that, the detention policy is entirely different. Let us not politicize. So my humble request to this country is, please don't politicize. See scientifically, see what the child could attain at the young age, that is 8 to 10 years, 12 years. That is the best wiring period for the brain, and let us not harm that.